long time ago with Lorna, when we worked with her to develop a framework around how community networks could assess how influential they are in terms of the local strategic partnership and partnerships and local authorities or whoever they wanted to influence, and the work's kind of continued and developed. But we do lots of kind of work around that area generally. This particular piece of work is actually a national project funded by the Department of Communities and Local Government, and they called it Inspiring Democracy, and it's focusing on exploring, building those relationships between citizens, community-based organisations, elected members and communities, and kind of the idea is more actual kind of working together. The specific piece of work that we're focusing on for our part of the work is actually producing some kind of resource that will enable elected members to work better with communities. So it feels really important that, as well as that we talk to them, but we talk to those communities and groups they're going to be working with. And we're wanting to explore kind of both sides of that. Now, it strikes me is that some of what you were saying is about what comes out of this, that there are potential spin-offs, aren't there? But then I think it's also about resources. It's got to be a two-way process, kind of resources for communities and community organisations. But at the moment, that's the kind of focus of our work. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to give you some information about the kind of localism agenda, if you like, and what's happening in Dudley with our society, and Lorna's going to talk to you about that. And then going to explore some of your views about the relationships between yourselves and elected members, local councillors, and whether that relationship's changing, what might help them to work better with you. So what do you want from them? And maybe think about what they want from you, which is kind of sort of turn it on its head. And hopefully you will have an opportunity to network, and I know that people will talk about local organisations and people go, oh yeah, let's kind of get in touch. So that's kind of valuable as well. So does that sound okay for the shape of the evening? And what I'm going to do is kind of just try and dig around and ask you your views and facilitate. So please feel free just to chip in and have conversations, and Joe and Lorna and to some extent myself, we'll just take lots of notes. I need to reassure you though that nothing that you say is going anywhere else other than the people in this room. We're producing a resource, some kind of guidance guide. We don't know what it will be yet, we've got no idea. But it's not going to necessarily name names, it's certainly not going to say so-and-so said. So we're trying to generate research information. So far we've actually held sessions in Solihull with elected members only, in Wiltshire with a mixture of one-to-one interviews with some local councillors and an officer who works with the Development Trust down there, with some councillors that are involved in the Development Trust and the chair of those Development Trusts. So, and those Development Trusts have elected members, councillors on their boards as well, so we've talked to them. We've done a session in Bradford Council, with a selection of councillors talking to them about how they see it. We are doing some work in Wolverhampton. In fact, that's what I was doing this morning in Wolverhampton, with a mixture of officers, voluntary and community sector people, and elected members to talk about how they saw it. And what I said to Lorna is, we're doing work in Shropshire as well. That was the other one. I think that's the only one. Preston. Yeah, Lancashire and Preston. So, and what I had a chat with Lorna, and we thought that if people are interested, what we might do if we can organise it is, once you've had your opportunities to say, is to organise a joint session with some local councillors to actually kind of share some of that and see where that conversation goes. Because ultimately, we want it to benefit you as well as them. So is that okay with everyone? Does anyone want to